What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are bowling one of the hardest tournaments that I've ever bowled in my life. It is 12 lanes, 12 patterns, and we're gonna cross all of the lanes. So today, game one up at Newton Eastgate Lanes. I'm bowling on the left lane on a red square, which is a flat 40-foot pattern 1-to-1, and the right lane is going to be a 46-foot pattern 2.7-to-1. So the right lane should be a little easier. The left lane is going to hook a ton. Hopefully I can rise to the occasion because I know the score is going to be very, very low today. So let's get into game one and hopefully it goes well. Game one, I shot a 227, which was the high game for that game. And game two, I'm bowling on lanes 9 and 10. And lane 9 is going to be the hard pattern, which is 46 feet, 0.69-to-1, which means there's actually more oil on the outside than there is in the middle. And then we're bowling on the Fountain Valley Open from 2018, which is 46 feet and a 2.47-to-1. So the right lane, I think lane 10 is going to hook a little more than the left lane. And I think on the left lane, I actually had a decent look, but it was playing very far to the left. So you'll see me throw the dark web hybrid this game on both lanes, and hopefully it works out well, because game one, we're off to a hot start. Let's see if I can come back game two and do the same thing. All right, so I had a little bit of a rough start there in the middle on the right lane. It was just hooking a lot more than I thought. So for game 2, I actually battled back and I struck, I believe it was 5 out of the last 6 shots or 4 out of the last 5 shots to get back to 189, I believe, which is actually still a pretty good game. Scores are ridiculously low. I think they were a little higher that game, and a lot of the high scores were coming from lanes 11 and 12, which is where I'm going to next. Lane 11 has the 36 feet, 1.6 to 1, 2021 US Open #1 pattern. And on lane 12, you have the 2017 C Games, which is a 1.9 to 1, 35 foot. And what I've learned from anything in this house is that the lanes that are short patterns hook a ridiculous amount. So I'll be throwing I plan on throwing my spy on both lanes, but you'll see as this game progresses, I'm actually going to end up throwing my DV8 spare ball on the right lane because the 35 footer just hooks an insane amount. So looking forward to the rest of this game, and we will see how I deal with the lanes that hook a ton. So I got the strike in the 9th, and then I followed that up with the first one in the 10th, which actually got me into the 190s. A really good game for me on a pair that really hooked a ton. I think I only threw 1 strike on lane 12. It was hooking so much. I switched to my spare ball in the middle half of that game. So yeah, now we're looking pretty good. I think I'm probably in like second or third overall right now. Going on to lanes 1 and 2, which is the hardest pair in the house in terms of the lane pattern. On lane 1, we have a reverse block, which is a 0.19 to 1 ratio, which means there's almost no oil in the middle and there's a ton of oil on the outside of the lane. That's lane 1. I plan on just throwing a pocket rocket with my spy. And then on lane 2, we have the 2018 Team USA Trials Day 4 pattern, which is a short pattern. It's 1.5 to 1. This one should be more my style, easier. I'm going to be playing more of a normal shape that you would see with my spy as well. Just once again, short patterns hook a ton. So on lane 1, pocket rocket with the spy. On lane 2, playing a little more up the gutter with the spy, and we'll see if I can keep the good bowling going. More clean games, more 190s. Got to make a couple more spares and split a little less to keep this thing going. But we're halfway done, and we're in great shape so far. So I shot a clean 2-0 that game 4, and now as we move on to game 5, we're looking on lanes 3 and 4. Lane 3 is going to be a 42-foot 1.7 to 1 pattern, and then lane 5 is going to be Chichen Itza, which is a 40-foot 3 to 1 pattern. So 3 to 1 might be the easiest pattern in the building. However, I know they hook a ton, and it's been 5 whole games since I've even practiced or thrown a shot on that pattern. Because the only time we had to throw shots was practice. So it's been 5 games since then. I know there's going to be a ton of hook. I just have to take a really good guess and hope that it's the right one. So, yeah, on to game 5. Game 5, not my best game. The wrong moves, the late moves, and I think I missed a spare in there. So, not my best. And now we're moving on to game 6, which is going to be the final game on lanes 5 and 6. At lane 5, we have the US Open 37-foot 1-to-1 flat pattern. Should be very, very hard. And then on lane 6, we have the World Bowling Tokyo 2020 pattern, which is 2.8 to 1, 42 feet. I'm going to try some different things this game to try and salvage some bowling. I know as of right now, I'm the last in the cash number, so I got to have a good game because just coming off a bad game, once again, I'm just trying to figure it out, make some good shots, and see what the adjustments that I need to make are. Because right now I'm on the edge and I'm dealing with a lot of early hooks. So hopefully I can battle that, bounce back game 6, and find myself in the cash at the end of it. I didn't do it. I tried some things. I made some risky plays, but overall, the early hook that I was kind of dealing with, I couldn't quite overcome, or I guess not overcome, I just couldn't make the right adjustments to the early hook. So looking back, I think a little bit of loft and not being afraid to step a little to the right. Yes, use some ball speed, but not being afraid to step a little bit to the right on that 42-foot pattern that I was really struggling with. But overall, a good tournament, a lot of learning experience. Got to learn how to stay a little more focused mentally. Got to learn how to throw a couple more good shots a game when I don't see the right picture. How do I still throw a good shot so I can make the adjustments quicker? But overall, this tournament was crazy hard. I applaud the bowling center owners. I applaud the bowling center. Thank you, Eastgate Lanes. Thank you, Newton. Thank you, Eastgate Lanes up in Newton, Kansas, because this was one of the most fun tournaments I bowled and one of the most challenging tournaments I bowled, especially with it being that it didn't really go that well for me. So a lot of learning was done, and now hopefully I can apply some of that learning and practice some of the things I need to practice. But thank you guys for watching. As always, click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and if you want to follow along, more of the background of the house bowling, more of the background of me, and some of these smaller tournaments I bowl, and obviously the bowling ball tournament that we have yet to finish. So just click that subscribe button down below. Thank you guys for following. I appreciate it a ton, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. And until then, peace.